two children, but still I resigned my job. I have started working for the whole nation, whole world. Because this is the meaning of life, to help other souls, to help your neighbors. How do you help your neighbors? Don't give money to anybody. They'll get spoiled. They'll drink and come back. Give them meditation. They will become masters of enlightenment. Don't give them clothes. Don't even give them food. Don't give them money, but give them meditation, the technology of meditation. They become masters of enlightenment. And it's all free of charge. Learning meditation is free of charge, practicing meditation is free of charge, teaching is free of charge. There is no charge here. There is only utilization of time.
Divine evening, everyone. Welcome to day 15th of Holistic Buddha. So let's begin our session with 20 minutes meditation. So make yourself comfortable in the most comfortable position. You can sit on sofa or chair or wherever you are comfortable, you feel comfortable, with crossed legs and clasping your fingers, and by closing your eyes. Just keep awareness on your natural breath. Not to forcefully inhale or exhale, but to observe your breath, your natural breath, which is always there 24 hours, flowing within you. Slowly come back to your body's awareness. Open your both palms and keep them over your eyes for 10 seconds. And gently open your eyes. Thank you so much, Masters, for participating in today's meditation. Now I hand over to Master Smita for the further session.
Hello everyone. Welcome to day 15 of Holistic Buddha. Today we will be talking about a lot about family support and then all the situations that we typically face when we are confronted with this lifestyle. So we will be talking some of those kind of issues. So many people also talk about what do we do when we go out, how do we travel, and so all of these things is something that we're going to talk about today. Okay. So first one, so family and self-care, right? Here, when you go through this, when you come into this natural lifestyle, first, either you're coming here ethically, which is you wanted to go through plant-based lifestyle for the animals, or you wanted to do this for your health, right? So these are some of the two options that most of the people come into this. And here, if you come in for ethical aspects, and then you go in for the animals and all of those things, of course, you are very committed, and then you will do this for yourself. And if you come in for health reasons, we've taken care of all of the aspects of how we have to take care of our health and things like that. So in all of these things, you do it for yourself, isn't it? Because you took that change and then you took that decision to go plant-based, and then you have to now take care of all of these things. So when you take any such decision to go plant-based, what is happening is you are also taking a decision to raise your vibrations and then eventually step into higher consciousness, isn't it? So what does it mean when you go through any kind of healing crisis? What does it mean when you go through a lot of detox? What does it actually mean from a spiritual perspective? You are going through a spiritual activation. You are actually going through a spiritual activation. It means that so higher energies are coming through you, and then lower energies are leaving you. So what does it mean? You're going from one state of consciousness to another state of consciousness, a higher state of consciousness. So even when you go through, when you take a decision of going plant-based and then trying to follow plant-based for whatever reasons it may be, that is a point in your soul's plan to go plant-based. And then with everything that we take, every decision that we take in our life, we are majorly going through a soul transformation purpose, and that is something that your soul has planned. And then in all of these things, what are we doing? We are not learning how to juice. We are not really learning recipes of salads. These are not something that we are going to carry to our grave. This is all a body level information. This is all something that is going to get restricted to your earthly body and your earthly life. But then what are you going to take back along with you when your soul leaves this body? You are going to take back all of the lessons that you're going to learn. You're going to learn how to self-love. You're going to learn how to work with family members. You're going to learn how to, work with criticism. And all of these things that comes as a part of your mental and emotional detox is going to come as a package deal with any kind of plant-based lifestyle. So you'll have to expect this to come. Now, what happens? That is also a form of growing in that. It's like growing from one stage of consciousness to another stage of consciousness. So here, when you have taken the step to go plant-based yourself, now you'll have to understand that you love yourself so much, which is exactly why you took that decision to go plant-based. When you go plant-based for ethical reasons, you love the animals so much, and you love your decision of going plant-based, and you trust that decision, you know that it is the right decision to do, and that is exactly why you love yourself and you respect what you think, and you went plant-based. And at the same time, let's say now you have health reasons and other things, so there also you love yourself, right? When you are sick, you are not like, okay, I don't like myself, so I will not really pay attention to my health. Of course, it might be bothering you, and that's why you went to that thing. But then you are giving up some comforts that you love, and that is why you also took into this decision to change your lifestyle, isn't it? So either way, you'll have to think that you love yourself. You love yourself even if you consciously don't know about it. You might think that, oh, I'm very thin, I'm very fat, I'm ugly, I'm this, I'm that, I have low self-esteem issues, so you might judge yourself a lot. But then why are you judging yourself? Eventually, you want to get better. You want yourself to maybe be perfect or whatever it is, and that is why what is behind all that, it is basically love. So you have a lot of self-love. So you'll have to first learn to accept that and then express it properly. So when you love yourself, you can't criticize yourself, you can't judge yourself. You say that, okay, I love myself. That is exactly why I think that I see all these flaws, but that is, I don't have to criticize myself. I have to accept myself. So self-love and care is a foremost thing first you'll have to remember when you're going through this journey. Only when you have self-love and care will you be able to stand up and then go through this journey with a lot of confidence. And then what will also come along with that are lots of ups and downs, lots of situations which will come to test you to see if you are going to be shaken by this new change that you have brought into your lifestyle. So any decision that you take in your life, which you think is the right decision, will obviously bring in a lot of people's acceptance issues. People will come and talk to you about why you took these decisions and things like that. But then at that time, unless you are very firm, unless you know exactly why you've taken these decisions, you will not be able to stand up in front of them and talk. What will you do? You will try to see how I can convince them and things like that. So acceptance and surrender becomes a very, very huge thing in this lifestyle. Huge. If you want to go through this lifestyle with a lot of, would you say, ease and things like that, you have to learn to accept other people the way they are. Accept yourself the way you are. Accept your decisions as the right decisions, and surrender and make up your mind to surrender to whatever comes as a part of this journey. If you're not willing to surrender, if you want this lifestyle also, but you want everybody to not talk about you, you don't want anybody to judge you, you don't want anybody to look at you and criticize you, you don't want to look at the mirror and say, I look like this, I don't look like this, then you are not in surrender. If you are accepting something, then you have to accept all the things that comes as a package deal with that particular decision. So surrender means I accept all kinds of outcomes, because in the process of handling those outcomes or facing those outcomes, I am going to grow in the process. I am going to do something. I'm going to learn something that I wouldn't have learned otherwise. So everything is going to come and make me richer and richer with more experiences. So these are some things that you have to learn as a part of this journey. Okay, then dependency on family members to follow a healthy lifestyle for oneself. So for example, let's say you have to do a lot of, let's say you have to cut vegetables or fruits or juices for yourself, then you'll have to understand that if you start depending on your family members a lot to follow this lifestyle also, which means if you have to follow, they have to help you. Now, if they are not helping you a lot, for example, then you will probably become angry sometimes, and then you might blame them. See, I'm trying to help. I'm trying to work on myself. I'm trying to heal myself. And then you're not even willing to help me. Don't you love me? And all of these questions, ego related questions, emotional blackmail is something that we might do. But this is something that you have to understand, that I am doing this for myself. Nobody is responsible or accountable for the decision that you have taken for your own life. Okay. So if you are responsible and accountable for your own decisions, then you should also understand that I should be willing to follow this lifestyle alone, even if I don't get any help. So that is the kind of outcome that you should be willing to face as well. So, like I said, with this lifestyle or any kind of decisions that you take, you will be faced with a situation where you will be shaken to the core with all kinds of experiences and situations which will come to test you to see whether you are very firm on this decision or not. Then at that time, you should be willing to stand up on your own, even if nobody in the family is willing to support you. You should be able to go and shop for yourself. You should be able to do that. So with that kind of mindset, with a strong, independent mindset, with a strong, if nobody is there for me, my God is there for me. Universe is there for me. That kind of trust should be there inside you. So only when that happens, then even when you have nobody to help you, you will be able to follow this life independently for yourself. And then what will happen is you will be that person who will be continuously growing and growing and growing to lead your lifestyle towards the light. See, in every family, not everybody will not be of the same caliber or same kind of consciousness, because we are here to support each other. There might be one baby soul, there might be an adult soul, there might be a old soul, there might be, let's say, a toddler soul and things like that. So there will be a combination of different levels of journeys of souls. People who have undergone who are in different stages of their soul growth will come into a family, just so that there will be a lot of variety of experiences that we can give each other. So it is not going to be every family, especially your first level of your family, will have a lot of challenges to offer to you, because you need to keep facing those problems on a daily basis, just so that you can actually become good at solving the solutions or getting to the solutions of each of those problems. If all the issues are coming from the neighbor, you will not really live with your neighbor every day, right? So that will not be a very effective planning. So your soul will bring all the souls who will give you a lot of ton of experiences will be in the first circle, always living with you under the same roof. So all the good things will be in the neighbor's house, or good things will be in your friend's house and things like that. But in your house, there will be always challenges, because that is necessary for soul growth. So whatever exposure you need the most will be in your family. So that is a planning. It is a necessary planning done by the soul. So don't think that all your family members are very mean and they don't help you, they don't understand anything and all of those things. So it is important to understand that I should be willing to follow this lifestyle even when I'm alone. I'm the single person following and everybody else is following some other lifestyle. I should be able to stand up for myself, because I want to grow in my own soul journey. Nobody else is coming along with you in this soul journey, because everybody is a reflection of you only. They are reflecting your past life memories in front of you, so that you can grow from those lessons that they give you. So you are alone in your lifestyle and you should be able to stand up for oneself. You cannot depend on other people to follow this lifestyle. So if they help you, if they don't help you also, you should be able to make a mindset which is very calm and accepting of this fact, and then help will come from the universe itself. But if you're cribbing, if you're irritated, if you're frustrated, don't they love me? Why should they do this to me? Am I not doing this for my good? I'm healing myself so that I can serve your family. We all say that sometimes. So all these things should not happen. Okay. Then expecting family members to understand and validate. So let's say we are following all of these things, and then people will come and ask you, what about your calcium? What about your vitamin? You are becoming very thin. So how are you going to follow this? You're basically, if you have to eat if for your health, you have to eat, otherwise you'll become weak. All of these things, you will get that comment. Like I said, every such thing is going to come to you so that you can be tested. You'll be tested left, right, and center on this lifestyle. Okay, because you have to undergo a emotional and mental detox as well. Emotional detox are all those emotions that you've piled up, and mental detox are all those belief systems that you have piled up, which are all in duality, good, bad kind of belief systems. You'll have to shed in this lifestyle, because it's a natural lifestyle. Natural lifestyle means very close to nature. In nature, there is no good and bad. Mother Nature, does she think that this is good, that is bad? Does she take sides? She doesn't take sides. We take sides. But we need, if we are following this lifestyle, then we have to eventually learn to get to her frequency. We'll have to learn to become like her. We have to learn to become like Mother Earth. So if we are learning to become like Mother Earth, then we have to get to the state of oneness. We have to get to the state of unity. There cannot be, duality in this. So you cannot go and then go around expecting family members to understand and validate, because you are a soul, right? You are like God yourself. So you have to understand that if I'm taking certain decisions, it is actually for my good only, because this was my soul planning. So you should not, when somebody comes and then criticizes you and things like that, you should not go try to convince them. When we go try to convince them, yes, this is a very good lifestyle, there is that, calcium, dairy doesn't have calcium, our body makes calcium, all of these things, we are basically trying to stand up for ourselves in front of others. But why are you expecting them to understand you? Why should they understand you for you to follow your own lifestyle? Because they don't come from the same belief system as you are. Even when you think that they are your reflection, in the past lives, when you had different lives, and that comes from your past life memories, did you have all the knowledge that you have today? May not be. So when you don't have the knowledge, and when the people who are coming in front of you don't have the knowledge that you currently have, which actually made you to follow this plant-based lifestyle, why are you expecting them to understand whatever you know today? Right? They don't have to understand, and they don't have to validate that you're doing right or wrong. You have to validate. When they come to cross-check you, when they come to shake you like this, it is a test for you to understand that my subconscious mind is still not believing strongly that I'm on the right path. So for that, you need to again talk to yourself, speak to yourself. Why am I following this lifestyle? Is it the right thing to follow? So the more you make yourself understand, if you want, you can write down in a journal, or you can maybe talk it out with yourself. I'm doing this lifestyle because maybe it is to maybe, let's say, bring good to the planet, save animals. And even I am an animal. So I'm trying to save myself also, trying to save myself from diseases. I'm trying to align with Mother Earth so that I can get to oneness state. I can get to that state of thinking about oneness. So in the process of going towards oneness, I'll probably go closer and closer to my soul, and then eventually attain soul realization. So I'm doing all of these things to get closer to that state that I'm supposed to go to. So in that state, all of these things are going to come as a challenge. So you don't have to expect your family members to understand and all of those things. Okay. So don't try to complete your misunderstanding that you have by making other people say, yes, you're right. You don't expect that. Don't expect other people to say, yes, you're right. Because that is never going to happen. Because it will come in front of you just for you to think whether I am right or no. So for that, you just have to convince yourself and all of those things. Okay. But so when you come into such a situation, how to handle criticism, I'll talk about that. So expecting family members to follow similar steps. So this is a major blunder that actually we make. Now, let's say today this is the first time I'm coming into plant-based lifestyle or something like that. But now suddenly I understood all these good things. Oh my God, yeah, great. It has all of these good points and things like that. So typically, what do we want? We want good for our family members all the time. We want good for all the friends. We want all our best friends to follow similar good things that we are following. So anything that we think good, we are always trying to spread it to other people. It is a natural state or natural character of the soul to continue to spread it to other people. But will they agree to follow whatever you are following, first of all? And secondly, if you are only new to this process, how is it possible for you to handle so many different kind of permutations and combinations of situations that are going to come along? Now, let's say only you are doing this plant-based lifestyle. So what will happen? There will be life is going to come and test you and trying to shake you to find out whether you are strong enough in your decision and you will continue to keep following this. Okay, so all the situations are going to come to you. Now, let's say you trying to extend it to your family members, all your family members. Let's say there are 4 people in your house, and let's say you're going to extend it to all 3 people. You're trying to push them and then say, okay, I have to follow this for the kids also because they are getting cold and cough and fevers and all of those things every single day. Now let me push it to them also. Now my husband is actually having non-veg and things like that. So I'm going to say, no, we are not going to follow non-veg because it's very bad and things like that. Now I'm going to remove non-veg from my life, from our family's kitchen. Now you also will be forced to follow. Now imagine how many combinations and permutations of similar situation for all these issues are going to come up from your first child, from your second child, and from your husband, and then the combination of multiples of all of these people to put together, and then all the external family members. Are you ready to handle all of those things along with whatever you are basically facing as a new life? You will not be able to do that because it's going to be very overwhelming. So always, right, this is a beginning of your journey. If it is a beginning of your journey, think that, see, diseases are not here to kill us. Okay, we will suffer, true, because that's our karma, we will suffer. But it will not kill us unless our soul is ready to go back, we will not die. So, and especially with children and all of those things, they are just starting their lifestyle. And nothing will happen if they have cold, cough, and let's say fevers and things like that. Nothing is going to happen. You have to just calm down and say, I'm going to become good at this. And then maybe you can extend them to small steps. But then don't try to handle one big fever. Don't try to handle all of these things unless you know how to do it for yourself. You should have done it for yourself. Do aggressively for yourself. Try to follow all these principles that we have taught you, and then do it for yourself. When you do it for yourself, be willing to take, what do you say? Let's say if this happens, then I'm going to go to juicing, then I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. We will not die, right? We will not die in any situation. We will probably get a lot more suffering, or maybe the suffering will, detox will probably extend a little bit more like rubber band or something like that will happen, but none of us are going to die. So always be willing to go ahead and try it on yourself as much as possible. Then when you try it on yourself, then what will happen? You will be confident to apply this to your children, confident to be able to talk in front of other people and say, yes, this is what I did and I know what I'm doing. Because that will reflect in what you're talking, that your voice will show. And you don't have to, there is no need to convince other people at that time, because you will know internally that I'm doing the right thing. So it is very important to understand that you know what you're doing when you're extending this lifestyle to your family members. Max, give it 1 year. Max, give it 2 years. Everybody will follow the path if you show that I could do it for my own life. Not just your immediate family members, your extended family also will start to follow you. Then your friends, everybody, friends and everybody else also will start to ask you steps and tips and tricks and all of those things. And at that time, you will have a lot more information to offer to them. More coming from what? Experience. So the kind of knowledge, the kind of talk that comes with experience is far more stronger, far more valuable than what comes with knowledge that you heard from somewhere. Because when you just pass on the knowledge to somebody and say, this is like this, that is like this, then you're not talking with a lot of weight. Because you don't know. If somebody cross questions you, you don't know what is going to happen. right? You don't, that is why do everything for yourself. Today, about 1,000 people are there in this workshop. Even if 1,000 people are able to go plant-based today, even in the next 2 years, if maybe 10,000 people are going to go plant-based, because you all are able to do this on yourself and then reflect this on 10 different people, it is so much more a good thing, right? Because everybody will have that wisdom in the past, in the future, right? And not just some knowledge that we try to plant here. We are only planting the seeds inside you. You should be able to mature that as a sprout. Unless it becomes a sprout, you will not be able to stand independently on this yourself. Okay, so don't expect family members to follow similar steps, and don't expect issues to come when you start following anything, because you are going to be tested to see, are you a person who's not a good foundation, does this person have a good foundation in the decision that she's taken, or she has a bad foundation. If you have a bad foundation, it will keep coming to test you until you make your foundation strong. Okay, now how to handle criticism? Now people are going to come and say, you're looking very thin. Why you're doing this lifestyle? There is no calcium in this lifestyle. Maybe that you have to eat non-veg. You have to eat a lot of protein. It comes from eggs and this and that. They're going to come and tell you all this. Now, the typical way that you have to do it is, first of all, think that those people are just coming to give you a message. Okay, they are not having any mean things in their mind, and don't expect them to understand you. The very first thing that you have to do is, what am I learning when I get this criticism? First thing is, so what am I learning when I get this criticism is to first understand that they are trying to give me a message that I have within myself. And what is that? That I have a doubt about my own doubts. I have my own doubts about protein. I have my own doubts about calcium. I have my own doubts about how I look, how I think, how I behave, and things like that. That is why these people are coming and trying to show me what I have inside me. See, when they come and tell something to you, right? Most of the time, you're not surprised. You have expected that, because you already had that in your head. So every single criticism most of the time comes from not something very, very new that you did not know. It is something that you already knew, but you were also expecting it, and somebody just told it. So it is mostly like a thing that you needed to hear so that you can work on it yourself. So when somebody comes and tell you, you don't look good, you're looking very thin, you have to do this, you have to do that, then please self-reflect and see, I need to work on that area and make that foundation more strong. And secondly, let's say now there are in-laws and parents and adults who come in your life and then try to shake you and things like that. At that time, you just tell them, see, I'm actually doing this only for about few months. But in that few months, I want to do this for a few months and see how beautiful, how it's going to reflect in my lifestyle. So tell them, I'm going to do this for 6 months and see how it works for me. Because even you are trying to figure out what happens to you, right? So even you are trying to understand how you're going to work on this lifestyle. So tell them, I'm going to do this for 6 months and see how it's going to work out. So at that time, they will also not come and keep a check on time. And you can constantly keep giving the same dialogue to everybody. 6 months, 6 months, 6 months. So over time, people will not ask you because they don't have to keep track of time. And at that time, when they come and ask you these things, typically it is that ego that needs that satisfaction to say, now let's say there's an adult coming in front of you and say, you have to follow, why are you doing all of these things? It doesn't work in our house and things like that. You just, it's okay. Everything with non-violence, okay? Everything with non-violence you'll have to handle. It's okay. I'm just doing this for 6 months and I understand what you're saying. So just be very, very thankful and grateful for the concern that they show for you. Okay, so that is what you have to focus on. I'm very grateful for the concern that those people are showing on me, whether it is friends or family or whatever. But then don't take that criticism to heart and just say, why should they not understand me? Why should they not think that I'm doing the right thing? After all, I'm eating only fruits, right? So please don't drop all expectations and just think that I'm very grateful to have such a family who's thinking so much about me, who want me to do the best thing that they believe is the best thing. So let them believe whatever is the best thing. Don't try to change them also. But you, meanwhile, give them the 6 months dialogue and then just try to tell them that, yes, I heard you. I respect your words. I'm just going to definitely try to follow whatever it is. But now I just want to do whatever I want to do for some time and see how it works. Okay, there's a lot of win-win situation that is happening. And you're not trying to say, it's my way or the highway. Then how self-care reflects in the environment. So when you say, so self-care means if you work for your own soul growth. So where does soul growth start? Cleaning the body is also soul growth, because if the soul has to use this body to grow itself, what will happen? Then the soul is eventually growing, right? So you detoxing and things like that is ultimately taking to your soul path only. So that is self-care. And then doing meditations, doing some amount of service to people, walking the path of karma yoga, which is reading Bhagavad Gita, understanding the message in Bhagavad Gita, following karma yoga principles. Whereas I am going to do my own work, but I'm not going to have any expectations of the outcomes. And so there are so many fundamental principles, right? So if you are doing everything to behave in a way which is more going to enable your soul growth, that is called self-care. It is also called swadharma. In the Bhagavad Gita language, it's called swadharma. So when you're more focusing towards your swadharma, your own dharma, your own right thing to do, then it will reflect in the environment. How does it reflect? Because all of them are nothing but a mirror image of yourself coming to give you messages. So if you are getting to a better and better state of consciousness, it means that people around you are also going to reflect in that state of consciousness, which means they will also show you better results, better experiences, and better things. For example, if let's say you're in step 1, all of the experiences will reflect the consciousness that you have in step 1. Now, let's say if you carry yourself to step 2, you grow yourself to step 2, because you are able to do the right things for yourself, let's say clean up your body, clean up your mind, and then go towards that self-care mode, then in the step 2, people in your family or in your own life will reflect what experiences you need for the consciousness you have in step 2, or the vibrations you are reflecting from step 2. So the vibrations that you are emitting from your own body, right, will attract the experiences from your people around you to reflect that step 2, which is definitely better than step 1. So if you want your environment to change, if you want your people around you to change because you don't like the kind of behavior or whatever they are giving you today, you cannot change them. You cannot say, I will give you all of these messages, you have to behave like this, you have to behave like that. All that gyan you cannot give them and expect them to change, because they are not here to change. You have to go to a better stage. You have to give self-care. For example, if you are seeing a lot of disharmony in your own life, in your own with your own people, you need to focus on yourself. Improve your own self in, let's say, cleaning your body or whatever it is, and then over time, see why cleaning the body is so important is when your gut is clean, when your body and gut and all is clean, then your mind is clean. When your mind is clean, then you are able to take better decisions. When you're able to take better decisions, then you are also able to, let's say, take decisions to go and sit and meditate, take decisions to go towards your soul path and things like that. Then many things happen when you clean yourself. When meditation happens, when you're just sitting and meditation also, what will happen is, it will also take you through steps of detox, bodily detox. And sometimes you are not able to sit because of bodily issues. At that time, let's say you did not have nature cure in your life and all of those things, and the only knowledge that you have is meditation, then you have to meditate more and more and more to get to that clean state. Because when the cosmic energy comes in, it is going to detox you. But if you're not doing that and you're not doing this also, then you will be stuck in the same place. So you will have to bring in a lot of body cleaning If you're not able to sit for so many hours and clean your body first, then you'll have to clean your body through other ways, which is through a healthy lifestyle. Then healthy lifestyle in the morning will be making you ready for when you're sitting for 2 hours or 1 hour for meditation. So you can't just do 1 hour of meditation and expect all your diseases to heal every day. You'll have to sit for 6 hours, 8 hours and things like that to heal complex diseases. Isn't that what Patriji has told? Sit for 3 hours in the morning, sit for 3 hours in the night. People have healed themselves. But if you're not able to sit, if you're not able to do that kind of aggressive way of, not aggressive, what do you say? Rigorous meditations, then you have to find out other ways to heal yourself also. Like bring in other modes of cleaning yourself. So there are many paths to attaining soul realization, self-realization, and many paths to cleaning ourselves. Out of this, you'll have to understand, how do I basically get to that common destination? If I can't take this path, then I'll have to take one path here and then half path there and things like that. You have to go on this journey, this route and that route and all of those things. Here, self-care is very important. So let's say you have a very disharmony in a lot of your family members, and you have to work on yourself. Your sadhana has to improve. Whatever it is that you're doing to improve your sadhana, your connection with your God, your connection with your soul has to improve more and more. Whether you're meditating or whether you are doing chanting or whatever it is that you're doing, you have to do that. And more you have to do that. And then over time, get to a state which is going to take you to higher set of, see that tapas in the past, in other yugas, right? Rishis used to do a lot of tapas. When Parvati had to get Shiva, when she had to merge with Shiva, she had to do a lot for thousands of years of tapas she had to do. What is the meaning of tapas? Today we may not be doing tapas like thousands of years, no? We are not doing tapas. But we still have to do tapas in many different ways. Tapas by doing a lot of sadhana, by doing a lot of, let's say, if you're reading a lot of books, meditate for whatever time that you're doing, and then read books. That is also self-care, because that meditation energy is going to come. But then what will you do with that energy if you don't even know how to put that energy to action, how to channel that energy? So there the knowledge will come. Then that knowledge will come, and that energy that you've already gained through meditation will be able to guide you in the right way. You'll be able to make sense when that book comes to you. So book came to you in the past also, but you did not have energy, then it is of no use. So now you have energy plus the book's knowledge, then you are actually able to make sense of that and apply that in your life. So hence self-care, it involves meditation, it involves book reading. Then it also involves participating with people who are like-minded, because when you are participating in a discussion where they are also sharing their experiences, when you are also sharing their experiences, then you will not feel that your problem is the biggest problem in the world. You have the worst problem in your family, you have the worst problem in your life, and everybody else is enjoying in their life. When there was a study which says that if everybody comes and puts their problem on a table, and then you have a choice to pick any problem that you want, you will always pick your problem, because you will now see that the problems that other people put on the table are far more worse than your problem. So your problem is the best problem, and you are in the best situation to handle that problem. Okay, so hence self-care always brings improvement in your own environment, improvement in your own people. Now, when you have children who are not listening to you, when you think that they're not listening to you, they're not on the right path. Of late, people are on a lot of gadgets. Children are on a lot of gadgets. They are, if you feel that they are getting lost on some path, then you take your sadhana up by a notch. You tell what you want, you have to tell to them, guide them in the right path, but then they don't have the obligation to listen to you, because you need to drop all expectations, right? You do your job. Whether they listen to you, they don't listen to you is different. The experience of children going on that path and all of that is coming to you because you, in your current state of vibration, that is a karma that you have to face. If you don't need to face that, if you don't like those things, then you have to take your sadhana up by a notch. You are the one who is attracting all of those things. So if you don't like it, you need to go higher. So the only way to get better and better is for you to work on yourself and go higher, and not expect others to go higher with you. It's nice to expect others to also be meditating. It's nice for others to also, let's say, talk about all the nice things that you keep saying and nice things that you keep following. But that doesn't happen because all of them are not on the same path, right? Because they are just a reflection of your past memories. And in the past, you were not like this. In the past, you were definitely not having the same wisdom as you have today. Hence, always, 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 you go higher. Do all the things to take yourself higher, and everybody will change in the process. Give it time. Have patience in this journey. Then how to manage in functions and parties. So typically the way I manage is, when I go to functions and parties, I don't pick any dairy food. I'm not a non-vegetarian, so I don't pick any non-veg. So I don't pick any dairy-based food. And by this time, I have a pretty good idea about what goes in what food. For example, let's say I don't take any kheer because typically they will have milk in it. I don't take any gravies because they will have some cream and they might have some all of those things in it. And then I don't take any sweets because they have ghee or paneer, or they may have some kova or something like that. And I don't take any fried food. That is my choice. Okay. I don't take any fried foods because I want to keep my body clean and I don't have any urge to eat fried foods. And then I don't also take any gravy kind of thing, like I said. And then for biryani and all of those things, I ask if there is any ghee in it, is there any curd in it. So my safe options are, if it's a South Indian party, then I would go for some curries, vegetable curries, and then I would go for some rice, some sambar, some rasam, and things like that. And I'm very happy with some of these simple options because I'm not going there to eat. I'm going there to socialize with people. I'm going there to have, have fun with those people, experience those people, enjoy with those people. Let's say if it's my family or my friends or whatever, I don't expect them to give me some vegan food, expect them to give me whatever I like and things. If I want, I will carry it. And then I can also eat stomach full and go, so that if I just go there, I will not have that craving to eat again stomach full. My stomach is already full, and probably I just go have something for taste. So if I want to be healthy, I will have to look for ways to put good food into my own stomach. So these things are something that you have to think through. Why am I going to functions? Am I going there to eat? So if I'm going there to eat, then obviously you are putting yourself into, like, you'll go there, you'll pig out, and then you'll come back, and then you again say, oh, I ate all of these things, and then now I have this stomach problem, I have this problem, I have that problem. So, and you'll have to understand that when I'm going to functions and I'm eating all of these things, which are not my regular food, then I'll also have to understand how to apply, let's say, process of detox in my own body. For the next day, I have to, let's say, do juices, so that my body is again not stressed in eating again and eating, because yesterday's food itself was a lot. So it had to get evened out. My body needed time to process it. So you'll have to understand how to manage vitality in my body. If I burn more vitality on some day, then I'll have to compensate for that by reducing my spend in the next few days. So this is what I do. And when I work on this previous step, how to handle criticism, how self-care and all of those things, over time, what will happen? Your family will also start to oblige. Like, for example, in my own life, when I started my journey in 2012, none of them were plant-based. I went plant-based for my health first in 2012 because I was having life-threatening issues and I was nearly dying. So over time, I went plant-based, and I did not even know that I wanted alternatives. That idea also did not come to me. So I just quit all the things that had all these dairy-based foods, maida, sugar, all of those things I never ate. So over time, when my children became plant-based, and I started to extend it to them, because by 2 years, I became very good at whatever I was doing on my own body, because I detoxed. Again, I had to handle that. And then I detoxed again. So in 2 years, I became good and I exactly knew how body works. And then I extended it to my children. it's not like in the last 2 years they did not fall sick. They fell sick, but I didn't have the confidence enough to work on them, because I had to answer my husband, I had to answer my in-laws. We are all living together. So there is a lot of things I have to manage. So I didn't really bother. I just kept doing the same things. But then by the time it became 2 years, I was actually very sure about what I had to do. Then I was also in a position to handle ups and downs in the family when I was cross-questioned. But at the same time, I did not do any ahimsa. I did not fight with them. I did not argue with them. They would tell whatever they wanted to tell, but at the same time, I would do whatever I wanted to do with the children. And I also educated the children about ethical ways of lifestyle, which means I talked to them about dairy, cruelty, and I spoke to them about how the calf needs its food, and how taking away the food creates a lot of demand in the market, and then commercialization will ensure that there are so many things that will follow, right? We spoke about all that in dairy, and I educated my children about that, and then they understood that it is not their food over time. And then even when other children were having in front of them, they would not ask. So it took time. It took about 1 year for my children also to change. And after that also, there were so many things that kept coming. Relatives kept commenting. They would tell my mother-in-law about me. Why is she doing this? She's looking so sick. She's looking so thin, and things like that. Right? It took time for me to also get those experiences, understand that I have so many things to change inside me. Right? If I did not have all of those things in my life, I wouldn't be coming in front of you confidently speaking about all these things, because I had this fear of coming and talking in front of other people, because I had my own self-esteem issues. I was not confident. I had my own flaws. Rather, I had my own, limitations that I had to work on. And I need to be very thankful for all the people who gave me all these challenges in my life. Without them, I wouldn't be in this position today to come and talk to you very confidently about accepting situations the way they are. So you have to learn to do everything in a state of ahimsa, not in fear. Do whatever you want. No, there is nobody coming and then holding you by the neck and saying, why are you not doing whatever I want you to do? Nobody will tell that. It is your fear that if you don't listen to them, they will feel bad, right? So it is you who has to work on all of these fears and ultimately be in harmony with the same people, because you have to take them along on this journey. You cannot walk along on the path to self-realization. You cannot walk alone. You have to carry everybody who's giving you experiences on this journey, make peace with them, bring harmony in your own life, and only then you can grow. So that is why be bindas, be open, be grateful, but still do whatever you want to do, and take care of your body in many different ways, in functions, parties, and things like that, right? And how investment in spiritual growth helps families align. How you can grow spiritually, that part I will cover in some other class. But yeah, again, coming to this, it is again very important for you to understand that you have to focus on yourself. The more you focus on your own self, rest of the things will follow. It is like more like a systematic investment plan. If you need to buy something later in your life, today you have to invest, right? You have to invest in it systematically. So if you want things to change around you, you have to burn your karma, move ahead in a right way. Then you have to do more and more. It's easy to do more and more to self, right? Rather than to do more and more to other people. And because all of those things are dynamic, it is not, you can't even expect everything. You can do whatever you want to do to them. But what is the outcome is definitely not in your control. Whatever you do to yourself, only outcome is not in your control. So how can you expect other people to follow you and then things will align with you? So hence, these are some things that you have to really understand. And ahimsa is very important. Live and let live. Allow people to live the way they are, but you work on yourself the way it is supposed to be. Because you are here in this journey for yourself and not for others. Others will have their own changes. They'll have their own triggers and things like that coming, because they're again a reflection of yourself. So by the time you hit, let's say you're in consciousness number A, let's say stage number 1. Maybe some of your family members need you to go to level 6 or level 5 for them to change. And that is a lot of journey for you itself to go from level 1 to level 5. So that's a huge journey. Maybe it will take 5 years, 4 years for you itself to get to that state. So you need to wait until you get to level number 5. Then your husband will now suddenly become plant-based because he suddenly saw some documentary and then he felt like he has to change. You didn't send that documentary to him. He only found it on Google. How did it all happen? Because your consciousness attracted those situations in their life and then they suddenly became plant-based. So you don't have to do anything for anybody. Focus only on yourself. Everything will be taken care of. But understand that everybody has different stages of change in their life, different turning points in their life, and that is something that will happen when it has to happen. But in your life, when something is coming to you, that is an opportunity that the universe wants you to take and then grab and move on. If you don't take this opportunity, it will come some other time, but it will keep coming, it will keep coming, it will keep coming. Okay. So this is something that I wanted to share today. If you have any questions along the same lines, I can answer. It will be great if you can, come forward and then ask these questions rather than chat. Any questions so far? Or was it all OHT, overhead transmission? Or nobody's facing any situations in your life? No plant-based issues at all? Yeah, Sapna?
Hello, Smita. Thank you. I could relate so much to what you shared today. Because abhi recently, I've turned plant-based and I've lost 5 kgs. वही अभी I had gone to a trip with friends. तो जैसे ही मैं एयरपोर्ट पहुंची पहले ये मिला सबसे पहले तूने अपने को क्या कर लिया है ये कुछ समझ नहीं आती इस एज में ऐसे नहीं करते इतनी जल्दी तू एजेड लगने लग पड़ेगी and it was quite demotivating. Probably you are right कि somewhere अंदर से मैं convinced नहीं हूँ कि जो मैं कर रही हूँ वो ठीक कर रही हूँ पर मन ये कहता है कि मैं जो कर रही हूँ हाँ sorry
you may feel that you're convinced also but then we don't know how many deep that layer of consciousness is वो अंदर का subconscious में कितना layers का what do you say doubts है we don't know so that will come in front of us to show us and clean us.
मन ये करता है कि इस बात पे भी चलूं और लोग ऐसे कहें भी नहीं.
Why are we always why do you think that we always like good things to come to us? Because we are seeking comfort and we are trying to seek comfort everywhere we are looking for comfort zones क्योंकि हमारा that what is our innate nature is to be joyful, is our innate nature to be happy and blissful, and that we are trying to search via this body in everything that we have, in relationships, in talks, in comments, in everything we are trying to search that. But we are not here to search that at all. That is our natural state. When we are not in this body, that is our natural state. We will always be in that state of bliss. But through this body, if we have to go to that state, then we have to cross all these hurdles. It is not here in this comment. It is not here in this food. It is not here in this relationship. It is not there in this documentary. It is not there in that. It is not there in these comments. Everywhere it is not there, not there, not there. Karke, we'll have to eventually go in. Oh, it's not there outside. It should be there inside. That is when the realization is. Then we will sit and meditate. By the time your mind is calm, nobody is actually bothering you. Then you'll go inside. Again, that is another journey. It's a long journey. Then we'll get different layers there. Random thoughts. You may not have any problems in your life. You'll still have random thoughts coming to you. Milkwala, cooking. Did I buy that? Did I buy this? All that random thoughts also will continue to come. And then over time, you'll find your soul state there. But yeah, until then, you'll still try to find comfort in what Saheli is telling you or what somebody else is telling you. In your own feeling when you look at your mirror. It's okay. You just have to think that, yeah, this is a part of life. It is going to come to clean me. until my antakaran is clean, I cannot get to that state. So for the antakaran to be clean, I have to see what is in my antakaran first, right? For it to, mal hai. So what is that mal? How do we identify that mal? Unless it comes in front of you, you can't identify it.
And also, I have pigmentation on my face, and especially when I lose weight, तो वो pigmentation और ज़्यादा prominent हो जाता है. But I'm sure कि जैसे जैसे मेरी body clean होगी, तो ये pigmentation automatically clean हो जाएगा.
It takes time because pigmentations are not so critical aspect of body, right? It doesn't need you to be, rather skin especially is not a very critical thing for the body to clean up until it will focus on the heart, the brain, the liver, and the gut and things like the intestines. After all of that is fixed, then the blood will anyway be clean, and then the pigmentation will also slowly disappear. It will take maybe 2-3 years for all of those things to slowly go.
And when you are in sun, like today, because it was छुट्टी for me, I was in sun. तो जैसे डॉक्टर्स कहते हैं जितना आप सन में बैठोगे आपकी स्किन और पिगमेंटेशन हो जाएगी. So face की. So what do you say about this?
Sun is also like another element of detox. If sun is a life giver, so it is going to make you clean up so life can happen inside you. So it will try to bring out all the dirt from inside you. So things will start to see what is sun. Sun is like a heat agent. So when toxins, which are acids, are exposed to heat, they will try to burn. They will try to come out of the surface. They'll try to char. They will try to burn inside. So that will show up under the skin, and over time they'll come out also.
So it's okay to sit in sun with the face towards sun?
Yes, it's okay. See, you don't have to sit in sun, which is very harsh and it is burning you. Sun should be light and comforting and soothing. Then you can sit.
Okay.
In winter,
today,
soothing, you can sit anytime. But in summer, you have to choose.
Summer. Just one question more, Smita ji. आज afternoon में after sitting in the sun, because my back was hurting, तो मैंने लगा कि चलो sun bath ले लूं. But after sun में मेरी back ज़्यादा stiff feel हो रही है मुझे. इसका भी कुछ है relation?
You'll have to also take care of other aspects of your lifestyle. Hydration diya hai ki nahi? Because when you sit out in the sun, you'll also evaporate a lot of hydration in your body. So you need to hydration is very, very essential in the body. It is like the mind card, like the way we drain our things, we drain it at a mind level. So there you have to see, am I draining at the mind level? Am I in loopy thoughts? So focus on that and address those things. There you can cut down. Then you'll have to think, am I hydrated sufficiently? Am I drinking at least 3 to 4 liters of liquid on a daily basis? Am I on juices? All of those things you have to think. Then when I bring in all that hydration, all the wet organs and all are wet. Everything is wet inside. They need those hydration. You can't wait for thirst for every time for you to quench it. Because by the time you're thirsty, the body is already depleted of all the liquids inside. It is not having anything to manage. That threshold level that it needed for balancing itself is not there for that fundamental working. So don't wait for thirst. Just drink liquids on a daily basis. Stay hydrated. Don't wait for the body to ask, especially liquids. Hunger, please wait, because the body is necessary for it to digest, and all. Things have to come together to digest. But hydration is something that the body needs to function itself properly. Even many people don't even have a proper hunger when they are not hydrated. When you say, I'm not hungry, how can I drink all this juice? Then you'll never be hungry, because that body will never restore its function at all. I focus on all those points which is covered in the last classes, and then see, ye hua, is this taken care of? Is this taken care of? Is this taken care of? Now all the 7 points are taken care of. Usually, if you're taking care of all 7 points, then you'll not have a complaint. Then even if you've taken care of, then it's a matter of waiting. You have to wait until the detox happens. Keep managing all these 7 points. So ups and downs hota rahega, but then you still have to manage these 7 points. That's all is the life. Whole life you have to only keep cleaning ourselves, balancing these 7 points. Whole life you have to keep doing this. That's all. It's very simple. Okay, next question. People on chat, is it better if you can come and talk? Okay, you got Vidya. Vidya, can you come on screen and talk if possible? Vidya Muthukumar. Okay, past 3 years I stopped consuming non-vegetarian and vegetarian, feeling good and happy about it. And today's session was amazing. Thank you. Great insight, much needed. Thank you for this opportunity. How do we, creative girl, can you come online?
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure, I can hear you.
So we have
Past 3 years, I have stopped consuming non-veg, but because suddenly I felt not to eat, and now I feel very happy. And this session, compared to these days today, it was such a mind-blowing session. Apart from food, generally, what are all the habits that will impact our lifestyle? So, just I was speechless. So I heard patiently whatever you shared. Thank you so much.
Sure. We see, it is very important that all these things will come to detox us in other levels. See, when you say holistic healing, holistic means not just physical, it is mental, emotional, spiritual, all levels. How do you think emotional detox will happen? It will come, let's say, emotionally, you are a very angry person, for example. Then anger related situations only are going to come to you and make you move. Where, what will you do? You'll be choosing to be, you'll be forced to become more angry. At that time, you should think, oh, I'm actually going through an emotional detox. So now I will not be angry. I will just allow this anger to just move on. Then over time, that anger also will go off. So like this, lots of emotions which may not serve you is going to come as situations. You should just be aware that in this journey, whether it is 1 month, 2 months, years together, this will keep happening, and then you'll keep cleaning in all levels. But just be aware that I'm here only for myself, and everybody around me are here to help me grow. You're not here to please them or anything. You are here to be grateful to them, serve them, in the process, serve yourself and grow. Okay, every opportunity should be used to serve yourself only.
Exactly.
Even when you're serving them, you should serve yourself only. There also, you should see you only. And then that will help you grow.
Exactly, ma'am. Exactly. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Creative girl, can you please unmute yourself? What's your good name?
Hi, thank you, Smita, for such a wonderful session. It's been a great pleasure knowing you, and your sessions are really amazing. Yeah, my question is, how do we handle when we go to some relative's place, especially your in-law side, and when you have no control what they will cook, and even fruits and vegetables, you cannot ask them because it's an unknown place, right? How do you handle that time?
Always you'll have to carry whatever you want to carry, because they don't have
problem. To be for a long time, like supposing 15 days or 20 days, how much can you carry?
See, every place in India always has a vegetable vendor.
Yeah, it's not in India, some other place. It's not in India. Supposing it's USA or somewhere else.
Wherever you go, there will always be something where you can buy. So make some arrangements where you carry some. Okay, of course, if you're going to US, you can't carry anything. So initial days, you might want to, let's say, stay vegan for some time, and then just stay on lemon water and things like that. Of course, you can ask them lemons, and then see if you can find out where the mall is, where you get vegetables, and then find out if you can go shop it yourself. Because if you have the money to basically go and travel to US, you will also be.
No, I live in US. I live in US. Yeah, I know. But sometimes you don't have the car to go and get the groceries and all those, right? And it's very embarrassing bringing food in the house and then eating there.
No, you just say that I have some lifestyle health related issues. So doctor has told me to do this. So when you say doctor has told me to do this, then obviously you might, in your mind, you can be your own doctor, right?
Right.
Right. That way you're not telling a lie also.
And what about when you go on vacation? Because you're just hopping from one place to another, right? And you don't have the time to buy also, because you're
Most
just...
of the time, so there is, they say, right, where there's a will, there's a way. So the universe is always trying to help you to get you whatever you want to do. And when you feel that it is already impossible, that this is not going to happen in my vacation, I will not be able to do it, then the universe will say, Tatastu, yes, it is not going to happen. But when you think that, Acha, there are people who are fruitarians who go on road trips. It is very much possible. When you look up some of these people, you'll actually be amazed. There are raw vegans who go on road trips also. And imagine if they are able to find it, I'm sure we'll be able to find it. But then when we see many people who are eating non-vegetarian on the road, then we think, oh my God, maybe I can't go on road trips because my life is already very complex, and I'm very fussy, and I can't survive anywhere because everywhere there is dairy, everywhere there is hardly any food. Then we have already made that decision for ourselves, then we will get similar situations. So the way the puzzles around you will work is based on your state of vibrations. So first of all, then you have to question yourself, am I open enough? Are my blocks, do I have abundant blocks, abundance related blocks? Then you'll have to work on those blocks and say, for now, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to do everything in my way to find out these things and then get whatever I want to get. You will find out. Usually when you want to do, you will find ways to do it.
Sure. I had one more question. My husband has been vegan for 21 years.
Wow, excellent.
Okay. Now I remember, now after listening to all your talks, I know where he's going wrong. See, in being vegan also, he had a heart attack.
Yes, it comes.
Yeah. He had a heart attack. Now, after listening to all your talks, I can understand where he's going wrong, but I know I'm not going to tell him where he's going wrong, but it has to come from his mind. Of course, I'm trying to change myself, trying to be vegan, but it's not easy, difficult for me to be a vegan, because only thing I used to love milk. It's very hard for me to leave milk. I've past, I think so, 10 days, I haven't had any milk products, nothing. I've just totally stopped everything. I'm just trying to follow whatever you say. Sometimes I have 2 times cooked meal, but sometimes I have only 1 time. So yeah, I've made that big change in my life. Yeah, so now after listening to you, and now I know where the mistakes he's been doing. You know, also being vegan, he's still not losing kind of that weight he's supposed to lose. I'm not going to tell him anything. I like what you said. It's a good point. You know, let them observe and see how things are. Yeah, thank you so much. I really needed that.
In fact, I think when you see that in them, it means that rather many times we will see those mistakes in others, especially when we bring change in our lives. And at that time, we will have to understand that, oh, see, I'm actually trying to make a judgment on somebody else. So that is something that has to come as self-learning. And it's good that you're trying to actually bring this to yourself and knowing that it's good. So what I think is when you become very strong in this lifestyle and healthy also, your husband will be inspired and he'll actually be proud that you turned vegan, because all these days you could not. He had his own reasons and then he did. But then when you make it more health-based and you say that, yeah, I want to do this for my health also, and this is what I believe, he will actually be attracted to you, and then he'll say, can you give me also one juice? Can you also make me salads today? He might also follow that path.
No, he eats everything. He eats salads and everything. But the only thing is morning, what he's having is totally wrong. He'll have 10 o'clock, he'll have a big glass of, with soy milk, he'll have 2 bananas, he'll have nuts, he'll have like all the things, like a biscuit or nuts and all those things, you know, starting, and oats, everything. So that one thing he eats, he's very good on eating vegetables and fruits. He's awesome. Like after food, he'll have fruits instead of having before. He'll have vegetables after having food. So I don't want to tell him, because he'll again be very judgmental. He'll question me a lot. So first I have to make the change in myself and just show him later. That's what I thought, you know.
You can be that inspiration. And also just think that you'll have to raise your sadhana up a little bit. Your spiritual sadhana has to go up a notch, just so that the people in your life also gives you different experiences, a better experience. Now you saw heart attack experience.
Thank you.
Yeah, so when you raise it, then they will
No,
also
he had a heart attack.
Sorry?
No, Smith, he was vegan, and in spite of that, he had a heart attack.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So in your current level of vibrations, the experience that you're getting to hear in your own family member is a heart attack. So if you raise your vibrations to a higher level by the working on yourself in many different ways, then he might actually give you a different experience, is what I'm saying. It is an input, right, that is coming to you, to your sense organs.
Sure.
How do we get experiences? Through our eyes, nose, whatever experience. Everything comes as an input to us. So that is the input you got. If your input has to be a better than that, then you have to go higher. Then the input that is coming from them will be at a higher level. May not be heart attack. It will probably be he's changing his lifestyle.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sure. Anybody else? Okay, if there are no questions, then we can wind up. Thank you so much. I thought I'll get a lot of questions for this for this class, because people always complain about their in-laws and their house and their family and all that. So it looks like I had either sent the message or maybe people are yet to. Hemantini, you had a question? Yeah, please, can you unmute yourself?
Can you hear me, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, everything,
whatever
you said,
yeah.
Whatever you said, I'm really very nice to hear, ma'am, from you. And whatever you said about the holistic, like covering even the spiritual, emotional, physical. So all these, by grace of God, I don't have to strive for it. Okay. So now my problem at present is about the tumor, which again, after my major surgery has been done also, again, the tumor has started in my stomach. So for that, I am really following from last 1 week, this, whatever this plant life we are talking about. So now I'm even trying to leave bit by bit. I cannot suddenly stop everything. I know that last time I asked you also. So I'm going for a lemon tea now. And even tea one time I have with milk and all that. So now my question is, with strict following all your things, and my lifestyle is changing also with everything. With whatever time, let it take, doesn't matter, even if it is 1 year or 2 years, the tumor is still very small. So I'm very much sure that my tumor will definitely get problem solved. But after that tumor, when I'm okay, should I continue my old lifestyle or should I continue the same lifestyle?
This is a lifestyle. It's going to continue. Because if you again go back to old eating habits and all of those things, you will have the same problems. Because
so
they will bring the same energies. Yeah, old habits will give you old problems. New habits will keep you on the new lifestyle. So it's a maintenance. And also one more thing is, when it is a tumor, and if you're, I understand that you're going, but then when it is in stage 6, or if the tumor is benign or malignant, I don't know. But then if it is already cancerous, or if it is not cancerous, depends. So it is already in stage 6 or stage 7, which means of disease life cycle that I spoke about, in that it is already on the higher end. So a lot here, you may not have the luxury to wait, like the way people in, let's say, a BP wait, or a diabetes waits, or maybe people with thyroid issues will wait. Here you have to bring in a lot more aggressive change, because it is already in that stage. Because there, if you don't get to acting fast, it will grow faster than your plan.
No, I have to undergo now one more test to know that how again it is growing, like how fast it is growing. So with all that, I will be following your lifestyle now. My only question was, because it is very small, it is not cancerous, and something I'm very lucky to have some good tumor, it seems. I don't know. It is in no way troubling me at all. Like only through the
very
test
good.
I know.
When it is not malignant, if it is only in the hardening stage, if you are able to follow this, try to bring in a lot more lot more juices, and definitely try to get off dairy. Try to use, let's say, lemon ginger tea and things like that. See, sometimes we have to we think that, oh,
Sacrifice.
it's very difficult to follow. It's very difficult to cut off everything in beginning. See, in my case, what happened, I was a hardcore dairy lover. Okay, I was not just a hardcore dairy lover, I was a hardcore allopathy medicine lover. I would actually, the way passionately I speak about the subject, I would passionately speak about antibiotics and things like that, or medicines. I used to actually be a carrying pharmacy also in my bag and things like, I would actually have all of those things. So if I had to, and the only thing that happened to me is I had to change overnight, majorly because I was dying. And how is that possible? How is it possible that I actually quit overnight? Because I wanted to change. So there is nothing like we have to change slowly, we have to change like this. It is all in the mind. If you want it, you will do it. If you think that it is I can't do it, then you can't do it.
No, I am quite strong that way to even to follow. And only thing, step by step, I'm coming out, and my daughter is also very happy with what I'm doing now. So only thing I wanted to know, should I go back to my old?
No, you can't go back. Even if you go back, right, you can't get the same kind of, you won't get the same kind of feeling that you had in the past. For example, let's say you have dairy today and maybe not face so many eliminations, but in future, when your body is very, very active, then it has a lot more vitality. You put all this inside your body, it will throw like Sachin Tendulkar sixer. It will
question of the age factor also, maybe.
It will throw. At that time, it will throw. You can't handle it. I'm telling you right now, you can't handle junk in your body, especially when your body is healthy, because it is going to throw it out. And second thing is, you will also not be very, now when we eat certain foods, we get certain joy because we like it. But after cleaning the body and going to a certain point in time, if you go back to that same food, you will actually not hit that high. You will not hit the same level of happiness. You will feel that there is something missing because your brain is not in the same state to release the same amount of dopamine.
Okay.
You have moved on. So you can't go back to the past anymore. So you'll have to. You cannot. Correct. It's a conscious decision to quit. It's a lifestyle that you cannot. Once you come on this lifestyle, you cannot go back to your old lifestyle because the body has taken over. And now it's a journey of health. That's all. And we'll have to look beyond. When you look at the bright side, when you're on this healthy journey, you can be far more happier with other things, maybe relationships and things like that also, which maybe you didn't have the time because of always thinking about your health in the past.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, I'll take two more questions. Palak Agrawal. Sapna, can you put your question on the group? Because I think we already spoke.
Hello.
Yeah, Palak.
It's Palak.
Palak, okay, sorry.
I couldn't attend your complete session today, but whatever I attended, it addressed many of my questions. I would just like to thank you for the service you're doing. I'm yet to catch up on all your videos. And since 2 days, I caught cough and cold. And it's been like end of second day, I'm only on liquid diet. And I could actually feel the change.
Excellent.
My mucus has reduced a lot. And honestly, though I didn't tell it to my family members yet, they are thinking that I am eating food and all. But it is actually helping me a lot.
Thank you so much, Palak, for this excellent feedback. Sapna, I just answer your question. See, why I stress on juices, even though it doesn't have fiber. I've actually answered this in the suggested diet chapter, and there was one chapter on hydration, and I've dealt with that there. Just to answer that once more, you can see that once more. So juices majorly because they are packed with nutrition, and even though they don't have fiber, we need that nutrition majorly because for the kind of lifestyle that we are leading, it is not comparable to the lifestyle that our ancestors were leading, which was far less stressful, less chemical oriented and things like that. So at that time, the kind of lifestyle that they had did not have juices, majorly because food itself was a difficult thing. Getting one raw food itself was a challenging affair. So imagine that you have little food, and for juicing we need a lot. We need at least some amount of extra, which something that you not just the quantity that you can eat, a little more than what you can eat only you'll have to juice. So at that time, that kind of luxury was not there, and hence they would just stick to water. They would stick to only eating habits. But today our needs are far more than that. We need a lot of hydration that are coming from juices and not just from water, because we have so much of acids that are coming in from our lifestyle related issue, which was not there in the past, and so these juices act like soap and scrub inside our body to remove these toxins. Just water and hydration may not scrub it. Will save vitality because you went on water a lot and all that, but it will not be able to give you that sufficient amount of nutrition that the body needs easily to clean itself. If you have to clean it with eating only, then the body has to work hard to get that nutrition from it and then apply it to its body and then use. The body also works on something called a law of distribution, which means whatever you give, that nutrition, it will use it first for the critical organs, and then it will go to non-critical organs like your skin and things like that, and other parts of the body. So you may not see a good change in a let's say a sufficient period of time. You will probably take a long time to see that change in your lifestyle. Instead, if you do juices and things like that, you can actually clean up a lot more faster, because body is rather there's a flow of things going on a daily basis from your body. So every day there is some amount of detox. Every day there is things flushing and going to your kidneys. You don't have to accumulate for one big day and throw it as a volcano and again do that, let's say, elimination during that period, wait for it and then go. Body needs habits. Body responds more to consistency, responds more to habits. So when you're habitually on juices on a daily basis, not like a juice fasting or something, but on a daily basis, if you bring in at least 1 liter of juices, you are constantly rather giving that message to the body that we are going to be on this level of hydration. You can happily work on your life. So a lot more about this I've explained in those chapters, but then yeah, you don't need to depend on the juice. Juices don't have fiber. It's okay, you take the juices and then you still bring in some fruits, you still bring in some juicy vegetables. Depend on the fiber from there. Here you don't have the fiber, it's okay, but let the fiber come from there also. That way you will have a lot of balance, because if you have to eat everything, then you can't get in that much of nutrition inside the body, which today's bodies needs. Hope that answers. Is it okay to do? Yeah, normal, you can do it in the mixie also. That's not a problem. Over time, if you feel the need for a cold press juicer, you can invest in one. Thank you. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining. It was really a pleasure having you here with me, and love.